People of the internet, welcome. This video is about an acoustic phenomenon that still blows my mind to this day. It's about the relationship between noise, such as or maybe, and the fact that all musical notes are inside these audio events. So what I say here is that my G7 flat 9 chord is inside these noise recordings, these ambient recordings, that all the musical notes imaginable are inside these recordings. You may think this is mental, but bear with me, it is true. Where do our musical notes stem from? What is pitch? Wrap your head around the fact that we use concert pitch, A equals 440 Hz. We will be extracting an A minor and an A major chord out of noise, out of ambient recordings. So people of the internet, I wish you a wonderful time. Don't forget to like or subscribe or leave a comment. It would do me a great favor. So without any further ado, let's dive into the fascinating relationship between noise and musical notes. We start with a tiny little piano track in Logic Pro and with the chord of A minor. Do, D, D, root note, flat 3, 5. So these are the notes of an A minor triad. Focus on what we see here. You know, the frequencies are displayed on the horizontal axis and the dynamic value is represented on the vertical axis. We want just to focus on the three fundamental notes. Now, we can only hear the low content. If I were to activate these three bands that are correspondent to the three notes within the scale, and I make them very small and drag them all the way down, what do I hear? Barely anything anymore. If I deactivate them, I hear at least the low fundamentals. Let's move on to noise. And with noise I do mean some white noise. Sounds beautiful. That's the frequency/dynamic content of white noise. Let's have a listen and let's have a look. There is content at any given point of our audible spectrum, meaning it starts at 20 Hz and it stops at 20 kHz. Now, my hypothesis is, if all the frequencies are within that white noise, I should be able to extract an A minor chord, okay? Let's jump into a different IQ setting, and that IQ setting looks like that. I cut out all the high content until I reached that perfect 5, the note E, made a good cut there, and I also did the same thing for the low end. I just cut off all the content that is not necessary at the bottom end. Let's have a listen again without EQ. Let's have a listen with the EQ setting in place. Here is our A minor chord. Let's go back to our Logic piano and I have my A minor on the piano. Let's look at the equalizer of the noise, which is the equalizer below. So good news, folks, I just made a jam track out of pure noise. The band consists out of me at my Steinway grand piano VST and noise. Well, but hey, let's move on now, because we can also create an A major chord out of noise. In A major, we have a C sharp. That gives us that happy feeling, you know? Instead of, we have now, the C sharp is peaking at around 278 Hertz. It's just a little bit higher than the 262 Hertz that we used to trigger the note C, which corresponds as a minor third. Let's have a listen to our wonderful A major triad played by white noise. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a recording of a creak. As you can see, it's also pretty broadband. We have lots of frequencies. Let's see if we can make an A minor sound out of a creak recording. This is our fundamental. This is our minor third. And this is our perfect fifth. I bypass. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a recording of outside ambience. There is traffic and birds and all that kind of stuff. Let's have a look and let's have a listen. Beautiful. Let's make an A major sound out of traffic noise. Wow. I bypass the EQ. Gonna put it back on. Crazy. The whole thing is absolutely crazy. So, wish you a wonderful day. Keep it real and see you next time.